Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays, and we're going to be taking out the Tier 8 British multi-role, the Tempest. The Tempest is going to be a much more maneuverable platform than we saw with the Typhoon, and it's definitely going to be more maneuverable than the next aircraft, the Seahawk. This aircraft also is going to be one of the first times in the line that you find yourself flying in an aircraft that actually gets more air-to-ground potential with the rockets than it does with the bombs, because they have the same reload, but we actually get a little bit more damage with these. There are 8 of them, 60-second reload. We also get 20mm cannons, the Mark V Hispanos. They are going to be the same ones we get on the predecessor, but you know, they were so good at Tier 7, they're still good at Tier 8. In fact, it's the same guns we get on the Spitfire, and if I gotta take that hit with not getting better guns just to be able to get some more maneuverability, I'm willing to take that bullet. So let's go ahead, flip around here. It just feels good too, those engagements. Now we we lost an aircraft here. That's unfortunate. There's those hits we like to see. Coming back in on the J4M. So, interesting note about this aircraft is I actually watched a video of an interview with a Typhoon pilot, and he was kind of talking about this platform. And what he was saying was that one of his buddies actually ended up becoming a pilot for a Tempest, and they were made by the same company that made the Typhoon. And when they made the Typhoon, they actually had this aircraft on the drawing board. It actually has thinner wings, it has this kind of futuristic tail design, and in a lot of ways it's essentially the same platform but a little bit more in all of its different features and facets. Not really going to go up there against that guy. I think chasing down the IL-10 is going to be my best bet for the time being. Oh, look at that damage. Crushing him. So the whole point of his story was that he was a Typhoon pilot, but his buddy was a Tempest pilot, and he said, hey, do you want to take it for a flight? Which apparently I guess you could do back then. And he said, everything's essentially the same as your last aircraft. It's just, you know, amped up just a little bit with some of the revisions. So he said when he got into the cockpit, it felt like the exact same aircraft. It had the same type of... Ooh, weird the sun. Oh, nice job, rockets. It's the first time I think I've said that in a long time. Not for the airfield, I guess. What are these guys? A Yak 3 and a Key 84. We can give it a shot. Get my visual hitches. There we go. Picked him up. Nice. Can we engage these aircraft? We are pushing the envelope on our altitude performance. We'll give it a shot. So very similar platforms, it's just one's kind of a more revamped design, and I think that's kind of the point that they were trying to make when they set these aircraft up in game. And they definitely fly that way as well. Okay, can I... Don't have much left in the way of airspeed based on the altitudes I am flying this at, because I was getting a bit cheeky. There we go. Took him out. I need to get the heck out of here. We'll do that. Typhoon. Oh, it's a Typhoon, so go figure. We were just having this conversation. Got him. Tempest knocked him out. Man, that was a beautiful run on those. What do we got here? Come on, engine. Anything would be nice right now. We're about to get flacked. There we go. Engine's back up. Pretty low on some hit points right now. Aircraft on our 6. Just picked up the Lambert. Light fighter. Got him, but we took the flak. We lost all that capture point. But we do have both mining plants. Not for long. That stinks. May need to go tussle in the middle. Not my best plan, but if we go to the... Ooh, what do I want to do? I'm going to go for the garrison and then probably going to go and recap the mine. That's going to be our goal. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that plan. So... What was I saying? I've been talking a lot, but not really saying anything. The Typhoon and the Tempest. Yeah, the Tempest was what they wished they could make, but you know, you're kind of stuck with deadlines and production requirements, so as a result you end up making some sacrifices to eventually do what you want to do later, and fortunately they did. They eventually were able to make this platform, and even though they initially sported the exact same Griffin engines, I believe, they got better later. Oh, hey, holy poop. Let's do that. This guy's in trouble. Heck, I'll be in trouble if I don't kick guns on this guy. Got him, nice. The second time we've got him by surprise.
We cannot support you any longer.
Oh, it's squall line. We did get the middle though, not by my hand. Tempest is permanently gone. I see this guy. He is the human heavy fighter. But we've got this reach on these guns. We got his engine. Oh, nice. Nice job. We got him. Let's dive back down to lower altitude. Ooh, I see the heavies coming in. Is that the Key 93? Yes, it is. We used our boost already, though, so we'll be lucky if we can get this intercept out. But if we can, that'll give our bombers a bit of breathing room. Oh, that damage really kicking it out. Gotta love these guns. Got it. Picked up the zone and managed to pick up Wing Legend. Whew. So I might not have been saying much, but hopefully I've been flying well enough. Again, I'm pushing the envelope on the altitude. I do that way too much, but also there was nothing else around, so I was doing it with some logic applied, I guess. So yeah, the thinner wings made the aircraft move just a little bit faster, even with the same engines. It had some revamped avionics, or some of the systems that, you know, user interface, if you would. And the guns, they actually had to modify the wing just a little bit for the actions, but it is flush mounted, so that does reduce some of the drag. Alright, let's throw up a GG. It was actually a fairly close match, but I'm glad it turned out the way that it did. And again, we were flying with a Typhoon, so it goes back to that documentary I was talking about before. Yeah, and I think even at stock, you start with the Griffin engine, but it changes to something else later. The British multi-role planes don't get nearly as much love historically as the Spitfires, because the Spitfires were really good aircraft for that era, and they only got better as they continued to revise the design. But the Tempest definitely was kind of the pinnacle of that fighter bomber role that you would see with these aircraft. Again, the armament of these Mark Vs, they are going to be the same guns we get with the Typhoon, but I feel like there might be some soft stat differences here, like overheat rate and overall accuracy / dispersion. So we might be getting some advantages on that part that isn't really displayed here, just to kind of keep it up to par. But like I was saying, the air-to-ground ordnance, we're sporting 13,200 damage with a 60-second reload for these rockets. But if we were to throw on the 2 bombs, you'll see it's only 9,460 damage at a 60-second reload as well. Granted, bombs are a little bit easier. They're fire and forget. You know, you just kind of drop them centered on the target and you're good. These, you got to get a little bit closer and you got to really line up those shots. But the maneuverability bump to a 10.5 second turn time with this kind of a balanced configuration for the pilot allows us to be able to really take the fight to the enemy fairly easily. And even though there's other aircraft that sport, you know, that sub 11 second 360 turn time, this actually feels very smooth in the way that it operates. Now, I think it's probably worthwhile, since I've talked about it a lot, but let's compare these two aircraft real quick, and you see a lot of similarities in the design, especially some of the later revisions of the Typhoon design. And I even mentioned that, sorry, it was the Sabre engine. I don't know why I keep saying Griffin. I believe it was the Sabre engine. But then when you get to the Tempest, it was the Sabre engine. It's a very similar look to the airframes, but you can see where they revised some of the wing designs. So much thinner wing by comparison. Look how fat that thing is. And they also made it so the guns were a little bit more flush with the front. But since they did make the wings thinner, it did mean that some of the action needed to have these bulbous portions on the wing to accommodate. So Napier, not Griffin. I stand corrected. For those of you who want to hit me in the comments, I've already typed enter on the comment. I changed it. We're good. We're good. I did get this as part of the Christmas event that happened about 2 years ago, which is why I have this unique paint job that goes along with it. I think it looks neat enough, and I also got to have the cookies on the side of my aircraft, because who doesn't love sugar cookies at Christmas time? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at the Tempest with me, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.